All right, welcome back. This will be the final section of our use of force. So here we go. Let's go over everything in a nutshell. So, in order to use deadly physical force, you have to go by what a reasonable person believes is serious bodily injury to death. Nothing else, period. So you also want to maintain that you're in some kind of situational awareness, that you know what's going on around you. Because the more you know what's going on around you, the safer you're going to be. So you have deadly physical force as an option, physical force as an option, as well as verbal is an option. Sometimes you can talk your way out of stuff, which is not a bad deal. So the reality of the force is, I'm going to go over this here. Here's how they're going to cut the use of force down to 4 sections. And 2 of them are where you want to be. One's where you want to be. 2 of them's where you want to be. 2 of them's where you don't want to be. First one, legally justifiable. The homicide that you did, which is illegal by law, you just have to be justified, is justifiable. So legally justified. It's unavoidable, inevitable use of force. You did what you had to do at that second. There was nothing else you could do. Legally justifiable. Legally justifiable, but avoidable. This is something that's legally justified, but was avoidable. There's so many different things you can do on that one. Instead of driving away, I did something. Legally justifiable, because the guy pulled a gun. I pulled mine instead of trying to drive away. There's a dozen different ways that this can happen. Again, it's legally justifiable, but avoidable. Maybe I didn't have to go there. Maybe I could have kept going on, but I decided I'm going to take a chance and go there. Legally justifiable, but avoidable. Legally unjustified, which just basically means you're not justified. Maybe the guy said he was going to kill me. He was 50 yards away and drunk, and I shot him. Unjustified because, again, ability, jeopardy, and opportunity. One of them's missing the opportunity because he's too far away. Use your head. And criminal. This is just like you're at home, you get mad, turn and shoot somebody just because they looked at you sideways. That is a criminal negligent homicide. Drunk. We all like to have our beer. I like bourbon. But if you get a little tipsy and somebody says something you don't like, you pull a gun or a knife and kill them, it is criminal. So again, you got legally justified but avoidable, which we'll get to this second part in a minute. Legally unjustifiable. For some reason they couldn't justify it because for whatever reasons. And criminal. Criminal just means you point blank broke the law. He looked at me funny, I shot him. Criminal. Point blank. Domestic violence. Criminal. There's a dozen ways. The legally justifiable, pretty easy. Legally justifiable, but avoidable. This is where you can have problems. You're legally, on the criminal side, justifiable. Great. We'll have a good time. But there's a whole aspect, and we're going to talk about that right here real shortly. Civil side. You know, on the criminal side, they need the preponderance of the evidence to find you guilty. And if they don't have it, they can't get it. Pretty much everything's got to point to you. But on the civil side, as long as they have 51% of the scale on their side, you're screwed. So if it's legally justified but avoidable, on the civil side, they could win. They could get you for some money. The civil side is not prison time, it is monetary. The criminal side is prison or fines, but usually prison. It is take you for a long time or forever or whatever. The civil side is monetary, it's usually money. So they could sue you and collect. They could get out of your insurance, whatever the case may be. But if it is legally justifiable but avoidable, that's where the family can sue you. I've heard this 100 times and I do not like it. I hate it. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Bullshit. I will tell you this right now. If you make the right decision based on law and knowledge and you are good, you will not have to worry about judged by 12 or carried by 6. Because one, you're going to win because you knew the law, you did what you had to do, and you survived. You don't have to worry about being carried by 6. But let's go back to I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Bullshit. I have been in front of juries and stuff like that. A jury is not a jury of your peers. It is your lawyer, the prosecutor, picking 13 people with an alternate that will come out with the outcome they want. So are they truly a jury of your peers? Nope. There are 12 people that couldn't get the fuck out of it. Point blank. Be careful. Do not trust in that jury, because if you get the wrong lawyer, you could piss them off and you're done. If you get the wrong attitude with them, it could have serious implications for you. I've been in front of juries. I've seen how they work. There are just 12 people that's going to do the job for both sides. And whichever one gets the most is the one that's going to win. Give you an example. I've went in there. I have a resume that I used to carry with me because I don't do it as much now, but I used to just a few years ago going back. But I used to carry a resume with me, carry several copies, one for the judge, one for the jury foreman, one for the attorney, and one for the prosecutor. So I'd carry those in, bring them in. They would thumb through it. And I would tell you this, 99% of the time, I never had any issues. They'd look at that and go, we're good. And then when I would give depositions or testimony on certain things, not going to go into what I did because of where this video goes, but when I did, they took me as a word of gold. So, and I dealt with that on the prosecution side. I was not there for the defense, I was there for the prosecution. So I always had everything I spit out, they believed like no tomorrow. It was true. But the way I presented it, I had no problem with them. That's what you're up against. So on the criminal side, I don't want to be judged by 12. I'd rather not even get that far. Do the right decisions, make the right calls. You're never going to go that far. Be able to articulate, be able to write, be able to explain, be able to show everything from serious bodily injury to death, ability, jeopardy, opportunity. Put all that together. That's a lot to put in. When you pull that trigger, you don't have time to learn. You have time to put the shit on the books. Your time to learn is right now at this video till it happens. When it happens, too late to learn. You're probably going to be screwed. So please take this serious. If you're going to carry a gun, you need to think about your future and everything from now to that incident. If you have any questions, post them below. Call me, 602-490-9523. info@azccwclasses.com is my email. Website is hollowpointccw.com, azccwclasses.com. And we'll help you out as much as you can. Again, these videos are done for the Arizona CCW permit. And should you choose to use us after you watch all these, please contact us. We'll take care of you. And I'll get you a book, a hard copy, and an electronic one with much more information. This is just in a nutshell of everything. You guys have a good day. Be safe, and I hope to never see you on the news because something happened. Be safe, be aware. You'll never have a problem. Take care.